Hey folks, in this lecture we will learn how to set up cloud environments and create accounts to start using cloud services with Python.
Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on that like button if you like my video. Also click on that notification bell. Thank you.
Let's get started. First, we open our browser such as Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. In the address bar at the top, we type console.cloud.google.com and press enter. This takes us to the Google Cloud website. If you already have a Google account, like a Gmail account, you can sign in using your credentials. If not, you'll need to create one first. Since I'm already signed in with my account, we can simply continue without signing in again. Once we're signed in, we'll see the Google Cloud dashboard, which is the main control panel where we manage all our cloud services. At the top of the screen, you'll notice a button that says Select a Project. Simply click on this button. Here you can see a new window has opened showing available options. In this window, it says No Organization because we are not connected to any specific company or group account. This means we are working as an individual user without being linked to a business or organization. Let's move on and click on New Project link to create a new project. We create a new project so we can manage things like storage, databases, or virtual machines separately. Each project has its own billing, permissions, and settings, which helps keep everything clean and easy to manage. This way, if we have multiple apps or tasks, we can keep them separate using different projects. Here, a new window appears where we can type the name of our project. For example, let's name it Python Cloud Project. This helps us to identify the project later. You can see that under location, it shows no organization. This means we are creating this project without linking it to any company or business account. It's common when we are using Google Cloud as an individual. After that, we click on the Create button to make the project. After clicking the Create button, we are taken back to the main page. Here in the notification section at the top, we can see a message showing that our project is being created. Once the process is complete, it confirms that the Python Cloud project was created successfully. Let's click on Select Project to open it. This takes us to a new dashboard page where we can see all the details of our selected project. Here you'll find information like project ID, resources, APIs, and status panels to manage everything in your project. Now we are ready to start using Google Cloud services inside our new project. Here on the left side, you can see the navigation menu with many cloud services listed. Now let's create and manage our APIs. For this, we go to the section called APIs and Services. A drop-down appears. From this menu, we choose Enabled APIs and Services to view or manage which APIs are currently active in our project. This step is important because we need to enable the specific API we want to use, like cloud storage. Here you can see a new page opened for managing APIs. At the top, we click on the search bar and type Cloud Storage API. As we type, a list of matching APIs appears. From this list, we click on Cloud Storage API because it allows us to store and retrieve files like documents, images, or data in the cloud. This API is useful when we want to upload or access files directly from our Python application using Google Cloud. Once we click on it, it takes us to the Cloud Storage API details page where we can enable or manage this API for our project. As you can see, it now shows API enabled, which means we can start using it in our cloud project. Let's move on and create a bucket. A bucket in Google Cloud is like a special folder where we store our files, such as images, documents, videos, or any data. We create a bucket so we can upload, manage, and access our files through the cloud or directly from our Python programs using the storage APE. To create it, first open the side menu on the left, then scroll down and click on Cloud Storage. After that, click on Buckets from the drop-down options. This will take us to the page where we can create and manage our storage buckets. Here you can see that there is no option available to create a bucket. That's because we haven't activated the free trial yet, which is required to use cloud storage and other paid features. To continue, let's click on the Sign Up for a Free Trial button shown at the top or on the right side. This will allow us to unlock $300 in free credits and get access to Google Cloud services for 90 days. Here, a new page appears for Google Cloud free trial sign up. This process needs two-step verification to activate the trial. In the first step, it asks for your account information. You'll see your country is already selected. In this case, it's the United States. You can change it according to your own location. After that, click on Agree and Continue. Now the second page appears. Here you first create a payments profile by entering your basic information like name, address, and contact details. Then in the second section, you need to add a payment method, such as a credit or debit card. This is only for verification. Google will not charge anything unless you manually upgrade to a full paid account. Since I have already completed this setup, let's now go back to the bucket page and continue from there. Here you can see that now the Create Bucket option is available. This is because we have successfully activated the free trial and verified our account with payment details. Now we're ready to click on the Create Bucket button and set up our storage for uploading and managing files. So let's click on it. Here you can see a new window appears where we are asked to enter a name for our bucket. Let's type, for example, Python project bucket 12345. This name must be globally unique, which means no other user in the world can have the same bucket name. Google Cloud uses this unique name to create a specific URL and storage path for your data, which is why it cannot be duplicated. After that, click on the Continue button to move forward. Next, another section appears where we choose where to store our data. Here we select the multi-region option, which means our data will be saved across several data centers in a large geographical area. In this case, multiple regions are within the United States. This option gives us high availability and makes sure our data is always reachable, even if one location has an issue. Once this option is selected, we again click Continue to move to the next step. Now we are asked to choose how to store our data. Here, we select the option Set a Default Class, and under it, we choose Standard. This is the best option when we are going to access the files regularly or keep them for short-term use. The standard class is fast, reliable, and commonly used in most cloud storage projects. After that, we again press Continue. The next window guides us on how to control access to our objects. Here we keep the default option, which is public access prevention, turned on. This is very important because it keeps our bucket private and safe from public exposure on the internet. Below that, we choose the access control setting as uniform, which means the same permission settings will apply to all files and folders inside this bucket. This simplifies permission management. We click Continue to go ahead. After that, the next screen appears asking how to protect the stored object data. We leave the soft delete policy enabled. This allows us to recover files if we delete them by mistake. Under that, we keep the option Use Default Retention Duration, which keeps deleted files recoverable for 7 days. We also leave other options like versioning and compliance turned off since we don't need them for basic use. Now we click the Create button. As soon as we click Create, a confirmation window appears saying public access will be prevented. This is just a final reminder that this bucket is a private by default. We leave the checkbox selected and then press Confirm Finally, the page reloads and takes us to our new bucket. Here you can see the bucket named Python Project Bucket 12345 listed and ready. Now we are all set to upload files, organize folders, and use a Google Cloud storage directly from this dashboard. Now it's time to set up our project environment inside PyCharm IDE. Why? Because we still need to write and test Python code locally on our computer. This local code will help us interact with the cloud, for example, uploading files to the bucket, reading data from it, or managing it through scripts. For this, let's open the PyCharm IDE. Now it's time to install the required library that will allow our Python program to communicate with Google Cloud. For this, we go to the terminal panel at the bottom of PyCharm and open it. Once the terminal is open, we type the command pip install Google Cloud Storage and then press enter. This command tells Python to download and install the Google Cloud Storage library from the internet into our virtual environment. This library contains all the tools and functions needed to upload, download, and manage files in the Google Cloud Storage bucket using Python code. Now the installation process begins. After a short time, if everything is working properly, you'll see a message confirming that the installation was successful. Once done, we're ready to write our Python script and start interacting with Google Cloud Storage from inside our PyCharm project. Now we are going back to the Google Cloud Console because it's time to create a special file called JSON key file. This file is very important because we will use it inside our Python code to connect to Google Cloud. Without this file, our code will not be allowed to access the cloud bucket we created earlier. It works like a digital ID card for our program. It tells Google Cloud who is trying to connect and whether it has permission. To create this file, we first need to tell Google Cloud which account is allowed to use the services. But we are not using our personal Gmail account directly. For this purpose, Google gives us a special type of account called a service account. A service account is not for a person, it's for the code. When we create it, Google gives us a secret key file in JSON format. This file contains important information such as a private key, client email, project ID, and other details that prove the identity of the code when it connects to Google Cloud. So for this, we go to the left side menu and click on IAM and Admin. From the drop down, we click on Service Accounts because we want to create a new service account just for our project. Here you can see the Service Accounts page has opened. Let's click on the button at the top that says Create Service Account. Here you can see a new window has opened where we are now creating our service account. At the top, we give it a name let's type. For example, Python Storage Access. This name helps us remember what this account will be used for. You can also see that as soon as we type the name, Google Cloud automatically generates a service account ID and an email address for this account. This email is not for people. It's how Google identifies this service account inside the project. Now that we've filled in the name, let's click on the Create and Continue button below. This will move us to the next step, where we can set permissions. Here we see a drop-down menu where we can assign a specific role to this account. In the search bar, we type Storage Admin, and from the list, we select the one that says Storage Admin grants full control of buckets and objects. This role is important because we want this service account to be able to create, read, update, and delete objects inside our storage bucket through our Python code. Once we have selected the storage admin role, we move forward by clicking the Done button. This takes us to the next section that is Principals with Access. This step is optional, and since we don't need to assign any specific users to this service account right now, we just click Done again. Now it brings us back to the main service accounts page. And here you can clearly see our new service account has been successfully created. The email of the service account is visible, and under the status column, it shows a green enabled label. This confirms our account is active and ready to use. In the next steps, we'll generate a key for this account to download the JSON file that contains everything our Python code needs to authenticate and securely connect with the Google Cloud project. For this, we go to the right side of the created service account and click on the three vertical dots under the Actions column. From this drop-down, we select the option that says Manage Keys. This opens a new page where we can create a secure access key for this service account. On the new page, we find the Add Key button and click on it. A small drop-down appears, and here we choose a Create New Key. This is the step where we prepare the download of a special file that allows our program to access the Google Cloud storage securely. When we click on Create a New Key, a pop-up appears asking us to choose the file format. Here we select JSON, which is the recommended format because it works perfectly with the Google Cloud Python library. Then we click on the Create button. After clicking on Create, you can see the JSON file is downloaded to the computer. The file name is auto-generated by Google and contains your project ID and a random string. This file contains very important details like your project ID, private key, client email, client ID, and type of the account. This key acts like a digital identity card for your Python code, allowing it to access cloud resources securely. It's important not to share this file and to keep it safe. Next, we go to the folder where the file was downloaded. Here you can see the downloaded.json file. We then rename this file to something simple like key so that it's easy to use in our code without any confusion. Now it's time to bring this file into our PyCharm project. For that, we drag and drop this key.json file into our PyCharm workspace under the folder of our currently open project, which is named Cloud Computing with Python. Here you can see the file successfully appears inside the project panel of PyCharm. This completes the setup of authentication. Now our Python code will be able to read this key file and securely talk with Google Cloud Storage to perform actions like uploading or downloading files from the bucket. Let's move on. And now it's time to check whether everything is working correctly or not. For this, we will write a small test script that uses the Google Cloud Storage library to connect with the cloud. The script will first load the key.json file and use it to create a client. Then, using that client, we'll try to list all the buckets under our project. If the authentication is working correctly and the key is valid, then this code will successfully fetch the name of the bucket we created earlier and print it in the terminal. This test is very useful because it confirms that our local setup can communicate with the cloud service securely using the service account key. Let's do this. For this, we create a Python file and name it main. After that, we first import two important libraries. The first library we import is from google.cloud import storage. This is the most important part because this library gives our Python program the ability to talk to Google Cloud Storage. It contains all the built-in tools we need to manage buckets and files on the cloud. When we use this library, we can easily create buckets, upload files to them, download files, delete them, and list their contents, all by writing Python code. Without this library, we wouldn't be able to connect our program with Google Cloud at all. That's why this line is always needed when we want to use storage services from Google Cloud. The second library we import is import OS. This is a basic Python library we've used before. It allows us to set the environment variable that points to that file. That way, our program knows how to securely connect to our cloud project. After that, we set up a secure connection between our Python code and our Google Cloud project by assigning a special environment variable using the OS library. This variable acts like a pointer that tells Python where to find the key file we downloaded earlier from the service account. We simply use a command from the OS library to define this variable and link it to the name of our JSON file, which we renamed as key. This key file contains all the sensitive details required to authenticate our access, such as the private key, project ID, and client email. Once this step is done, every time our code tries to communicate with Google Cloud Services, it will automatically use the credentials from this file to verify our identity and grant access. This is why this step is very important before making any cloud storage requests. Then we create a client object by using the client class from the storage library that we imported earlier. This client works like a controller or a manager that helps us talk to Google Cloud Storage. When we create this client, it automatically uses the credentials we just set up from the JSON file, so it knows who we are and what project we're working on. This client now becomes the bridge between our Python code and the Google Cloud platform, allowing us to perform actions like listing buckets, uploading files, or downloading data from our storage space. Without this client object, our code would not be able to make any authorized requests to the cloud. After that, we create a list of all the storage buckets available in our Google Cloud project by calling a built-in function from the client object. This function goes to the cloud and asks, "Can you show me all the buckets linked to this project?" The result it gets back is a special type of data called an iterator, which we convert into a regular list, so it's easier to work with in Python. This list now contains all the buckets that exist under our Google Cloud project, including the one we created earlier. It's a good way to confirm that our connection is working correctly and that the client has access to view the cloud resources. Finally, we use a simple loop to go through each bucket stored in the list. For every bucket found in the project, the loop runs one time and prints a message along with the name of that bucket. This message confirms that our Python code is successfully connected to Google Cloud and is able to access the storage system. If everything is set up correctly, the key file is valid, the client is created properly, and the project has at least one bucket, then the program will print the name of that bucket on the screen. This is a clear sign that our connection is working, and we're now ready to build cloud-based Python programs that can interact with files and data stored on Google Cloud. Let's run this program. Here you can see as soon as we execute the file, it tries to connect our Python code with the Google Cloud platform using the service account key we placed earlier. It silently verifies the credentials, reaches out to the cloud project, and looks for the list of available storage buckets. This process happens very quickly in the background, and now here it is. The program successfully connects and shows the bucket name. This confirms that everything is working perfectly and our system is ready to access and manage cloud storage from Python. So this is a simple explanation of how to set up cloud environments and accounts using Google Cloud. See you in the next lecture.